Aloha, it's your favorite friend with questionable character, Aloha Mr. Han, coming to you with a special edition of Collector's Corner on this Friday, January 22nd, 2021, courtesy of our friends at From the 108, and of course, powered by Jack Daniels. And I'll be drinking a tribute later on today. So, the obvious reason why I'm doing this special today is to honor one of the greatest baseball players of all time. That is an indisputable fact. If you don't think so, you are wrong. Just deal with it. Go hang your head in shame if you think this is wrong. But unfortunately, the Hammer, Hank Aaron, passed away this morning, and I wanted to do this special tribute to him because, frankly, if there is a Mount Rushmore of baseball players, I can name three people who should be on that mountain. Hank Aaron is one of them. Babe Ruth is another. Willie Mays is the third. The fourth is open to debate. You could say Gehrig, DiMaggio, Mantle, Bench, Koufax, but those three that I named, without question, belong there. Without question. Hank Aaron is the true home run king, not Barry Bonds. Let's face it, that's just the way it is. 755 is a real number, not 762. 762 was aided by many factors, not only juicing, but the ball that they used, the bats, everything else. So I'm not going to go down that path. One key thing to remember about Aaron, among all his accomplishments, all of them, if you subtract the 755 home runs he hit, he still has over 3,000 hits. Think about that. He still has over 3,000 hits. I think it's 3,015, somewhere around there. Can't remember the exact number. But think about that. Still over 3,000 hits, subtracting every home run he had. That's not a Hall of Famer. I don't know what is. Another thing that I heard earlier today, Tom Verducci talked about this, that the Hank Aaron has the all-time lead in total bases. Second is Stan Musial. And if you factor in the number of bases difference between 1 and 2, it's 12 miles of bases. Think about that. 12 miles between Hank Aaron and Stan Musial. Staggering. But as you know, the purpose of this show is to look at the collection, see what I got, try and emphasize the man himself, and that I feel is necessary for today. So I wanted to start with a Hank Aaron autographed baseball. Let me get that up close. A ball signed by the man, the myth, the legend, PSA certified right there. One of the greatest things that one of the greatest autographs that I have in my collection. I don't have a Babe Ruth or anything like that, but I am fortunate to have Hank Aaron. I am fortunate to have Willie Mays, Sandy Koufax, Whitey Ford, Yogi Berra. This is like the top of the list of the ones that I have. Next thing I wanted to do is go with something that the Baseball Hall of Fame put out in the early 80s. It was a metallic card that contained the print of the Hall of Fame plaque that was created for that player. So obviously, these were created from 81 to 89 and covered all Hall of Famers through the class of 89. So, like, there isn't a Frank Thomas one, as an example, or Derek Jeter, or George Brett, Robin Yount, so on and so forth. Only through the Hall of Fame class of 1989 do these cards exist for those players. This is the Hank Aaron card, signed by Hank Aaron and authenticated by Beckett, as you can see. And the thing to remember, this was not in the first wave of the cards, because they started doing this in 1981, and Hank Aaron was not inducted into the Hall of Fame until 1982, which was the first year of his eligibility. That being, his last year was 76. Then you had the 5-year dark period, for lack of a better way to put it, blackout period, I don't know what you want to call it. And then you get voted on for the Hall of Fame. What troubles me is that Mariano Rivera was the first player to get 100% of the vote. Not saying he's not deserving. Not saying that at all. But how in the world How in the world can you say Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Tom Seaver, Griffey Jr., just to name a few? I'm sure there's Greg Maddux, another one, don't deserve 100% of the vote. How is that even possible? Jackie Robinson didn't get 100% of the vote. How is that even possible? That is just insanely ridiculous, in my humble opinion. So moving on to the next item is this is the what's called the celebration postcard for Hank Aaron, signed by Hank. Hey, there it is. And this one is authenticated by JSA. As you can see there's the authentication, and there's a sticker on the back that's just covered up by the certificate there that I have for it. But yes, there it is, the Hank Aaron celebration postcard. The next card is, and these were put out in 10,000 were created. So the next one is another postcard autographed by Hank Aaron in his Atlanta Braves uniform. This one also has the Atlanta Braves uniform. Same thing. Fortunate enough to have those in my collection. And the last thing I'll show autograph wise is what's called the first day cover, authenticated by Beckett. This is a quote unquote first day envelope that was created to honor his induction into the Hall of Fame. As you can see, the postmark date there, August 1, 1982, that of course being when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, along with Frank Robinson, if I remember correctly. And the joke of it is Frank Robinson gave his speech first, so he sort of joked with Hank Aaron, who, and by the way, they were good friends with each other, but Frank Robinson joked with Hank Aaron that I beat you here. So little humorous story. There is one item that I don't have with me that I would love to have shown, but it is safely locked away someplace else in a storage area. That is a limited edition bat of 12 created by the Hall of Fame, signed by Hank Aaron for Hank Aaron. And I'm going to try and get into that storage area this weekend and pull it out and take some pictures to post, because it's just an incredible bat, and it is just so awesome. And frankly, having I believe it's number 12 of 12, either 11 of 12 or 12 of 12, is quite something that I really treasure in my collection. The last couple things I'm going to show are some of his cards that I have that have been PSA certified. This one is a 1958 Topps Hank Aaron. As you can see with the old Braves logo, which I'm sure is probably very un-PC in these days. You can see it is rated a 3 out of 10. Obviously, this is from 1958. The higher grade the card, the vastly more expensive it becomes, and I'm just a humble regular schmo, so my collection doesn't really get into the 9s and 10s for 1950s cards, while I wish it could and would, but I'm trying to get there. I didn't win the lottery, so I can't buy that PSA 10 Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps or anything like that. The next card I want to show, that was the 59 I showed you. This is the 58. As you can see, he's with Milwaukee. There's the Braves logo. This one is also a 3. As you can see, nice picture of the man. On the back, you get some stats and a little cartoon about a little cartoon on there as well to enjoy. And the last one I'm going to show for now is the 1962 Topps Hank Aaron with the wood background, if you will. This is a nice card. This one is a 5. Obviously, as the grades go up, the cost of the cards go up, but also as the years progress, meaning you go from, his rookie was in 1954. I do have a 1955 Topps. I just didn't pull it out. It's locked away in a safety deposit box, to be honest with you, because of the value of it. So I don't have that one to display. One of my favorite Hank Aaron cards is the 1957 Topps card. I love that set, and that card holds a big significance for Hank Aaron for 2 reasons. One, the Milwaukee Braves beat the New York Yankees in the World Series that year. And 2, Hank was the 1957 National League MVP, so that's an MVP card for him. So that card to me holds a special spot, and I am a huge fan of that 1957 set, and someday I may try and collect that set. That would be a little bit of a pricey undertaking, but if you give yourself enough time, you might be able to pull it off with a bunch of commons that are cheaper. But, you know, understanding the star cards in that set, you know, you have Mantle, you have Williams, I have the Aaron, I have the Mays already, Yogi Berra. You have some key rookies in there too. One of the rookies is Frank Robinson, which I actually do have a copy of. I do have a Frank Robinson rookie card, ungraded, mind you, but I do have one. Brooks Robinson, I believe, is a rookie in that set as well, or it might be the 58 set he's a rookie in. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But, you know, so you have some key rookies in there as well that, you know, are a little costly. So hope everyone enjoyed this. Like I said, once again, it's a tribute to the Hammer. And one other fascinating fact about Hank Aaron. He was nicknamed the Hammer. Stanley Burrell, who was a executive vice president for the Oakland A's in the 70s. There are pictures of him, and when you hear the whole story, you'll know where to go look. Stanley Burrell, who was an executive vice president for the Oakland A's in the early 70s, the youngest of his kind because he was basically a teenager. Yes, that A's dysfunctional team, was said to look exactly like a baby, and I'm using the exact quote from Vita Blue. He looked like a baby Hammer. And there are pictures of young Stanley Burrell standing next to Hank Aaron, and the resemblance is striking. Stanley Burrell is a well-known figure, but you know him by a different name. Stanley Burrell is MC Hammer. And guess where he got the Hammer name from? I'll leave you with that. Everyone have a great day. Have a great weekend. R.I.P. Hank. And with that, I'm done. Bang.